Welcome to another video, and I'm not in my usual van. I'm actually in Marta's car at the moment with the boot open. Inside the boot we've got two special boxes, and this video is going to be all about, well, I was going to say one camera and two pair of boots. I've got one camera XT4 with one lens on it, which is infrared because we've got blue skies. We're also going to be talking about these. We've got two boxes in the boot, two very special boxes in the boot, and inside these boxes, as Marta's just trying to show you, is boots. She's put on a pair of mock boots and I've got a pair of forest boots. So between us we've got Vivobarefoot boots. We've never worn them before. In fact, they are brand new, literally straight out of the box. And we're going on a 15-kilometre walk, is it, Agnesha? 15-kilometre walk. We've met up with one of Marta's friends. We've also got a brand new drone as well because she's never flown it before. It's not mine, it's hers. Blame her, she bought it. She bought it.
Her. You're going to be flying it today.
She says I'm going to be flying it. So yeah, we've got a brand new pair of boots on our feet. Now, I know all the recommendations to these boots are break them in. Not breaking the boots in, but break your feet in, break your ankles in, and break your legs in.
So we're going to break them.
So we're going to break
break
ourselves.
break
We are going to completely break ourselves on this 15-kilometre first try of these boots. And the reason I wanted to do this is because I've heard lots of stories about them. People have been ranting and raving about these barefoot boots for years. And I've never had them on my feet. I've never tried them. And I wanted to actually give them a go, but I was really scared about trying them and spending an awful lot of money. Right, so I've just remembered my mic wasn't on, so hopefully you've been able to hear all that first part of the commentary without the mic on. So yeah, the reason we wanted to do this is because I've heard a lot about these barefoot boots. They're supposed to be really good on your feet, and I will explain an awful lot more later on. I wanted to go full on and jump straight into them, literally put them on my feet and take them for a walk. And I've got no idea how this is going to go, but this is going to be the honest truth from both me and Marta to what and where and how. And we're walking up and down the road now, we're lost because we don't know where the trail starts. I'm in a place I don't actually know. I've been here once before, but I've never been on this trail. So yeah, I'm going to break these in together, both of us, with you. Let's see what happens. So I have brought my camera with me. The reason I brought my camera with me is because obviously this is mainly a photography channel, even though I tend to steer a little bit misled and misguided sometimes and not take a camera or use a camera, but walking sticks, boots and the camera all go together. My first initial straight out the box honest impression of these boots on my feet with the first little bit of gravel is I can feel the difference in the flat foot. These are flat-footed boots with a wide toe box, and it's all about getting the natural feel back to your feet and the strength in your calves and your legs and all that goes with it. And I'm just going to conversationally break a minute. Look at that. There's a bit of a ruin there, and it's Harvin's engine house. This used to be an engine house because we are actually on, which is weird, Snailbeach Trail. Snailbeach, why in Shropshire is there a place called Snailbeach? Because there's no sea around here, there isn't anything around here. So why is it Snailbeach? I'm just looking at the back of Marta's boots and they've got a very strange cut to them. The actual back of the calf, it's got like a big V cut out of it. So you can see at the bottom, as she's walking, the way her ankles are bending through the V and the boots are bending. That's quite cool. The ones I've got on mine are slightly different shape. So there are two very different pairs of boots, both made of leather. So we're both wearing leather boots. So yeah, let's see how we get on with these. But let's say straight out the box, I can feel the difference in my feet and it's flatter to the floor. I'm feeling the grip underneath. So you're feeling the flat foot. Marta said exactly the same. We can feel the difference already straight out the box, that your feet are walking on the flat rather than having that compression and that arch hill that you always get. 100 yards in and we're raring to go for this 15 kilometres. God help these feet. It's got a squeak. Give it a squeak.
Wait. There. Come on.
What my feet are going to sound like later on. Listen to this. Ready?
That's your knees. That's your knees. Never mind your feet.
The gate's going, ooh. So Agnieszka's just asked us which direction do we want to go. Was it the short or the long route? I just said completely up to her. I am literally just going to walk, and I'm already getting interested. Look at this. Look, we're actually on just here are some tracks. You can see down there as well. Down there, on there. You can see there we're on some tracks, and this is an old lead mine, and the tracks go out into the car park there as well, which is pretty cool. So walking on the tracks down here, we've got this turn signal thing where you've got your lines. So it must be where your lines cross over on the two lines there, just there. Again, as I go through this video, I'm going to be honest and talk about these boots because this is what it's about, these boots. As I'm walking and I'm getting a bit of speed up, trying to catch up with the girls, I can feel the hardness. I can feel the hardness on the floor because I'm used to having cushioned boots. My walking boots are amazing boots. They're about £180. They're beasted boots and I love them. They're brilliant. But they cushion as you walk. So as your heel comes into impact to the ground, you get that bit of a sponge, that cushion. You're not getting that with these. You're getting a little bit more thud. So that thud is then going to transform through my legs and through my ankles and through my back. So I'm interested to see how that also compares because I'm feeling the ground, but I'm feeling the impact because there's a lot less sole on these. Even though there's a massive tread, they've got a Michelin grip sole to the boot, which is supposed to be really grippy in wet conditions and forestry conditions. These are a forest boot. So yeah, they should be really good, but there's a lot less of it. So it's not got that squidginess. Oh, look at this.
What is this?
This is a little knoll in a troll. That's cool. And there's one down here as well, look. Oh, and another one on the wall. There's a little dog. And a snail on the snail trail. And a duck. And whatever that was. That's coral. And another little troll. This is a really cool wall. And a hand. Wow. And another little dog or something down there. And a face. Oh, that's creepy. And a cat and another face. What? And a gnome and some frogs. Oh my goodness. What a wall this is. Wow. And a pig and a bird. Have you ever seen anything like it? How creepy and mad is that? I've got my camera just in case we can find a photo. Let's get going. The sun's out though. It's going to be a baking scorcher. Oh, and that brings me to the other thing in these boots. They have an insole in them. Both these boots have got a breathable insole. So the insole works by regulating your foot temperature. So as your foot gets hot, it takes the heat and transforms the heat out of the boot. And if your foot gets cold, it takes the heat and transforms the heat into the boot. I don't know how that works. Very technical. But they do have an insole, and the insoles can be taken out. If you want to go even more naturally barefoot, you can actually take these insoles out. But the first half a mile, I'm loving the feel. Through the summertime, I'm going to be struggling to think of places to go to because I don't do well summertime and photography. I never know what to do and where to go. I have got my infrared camera, which is bonus. I'm going to try and use it a bit more this year. So I'm going to be generally doing a few walks and a few little things. So if there's anything you want me to walk and talk about, any interest you've got photography-wise or trail-wise or places or anything that I've been up to or go to, let me know and I'll try and do a bit of a walk and talk. While we're out and about. So yeah, that's the plan for the summertime, to do a few videos on random anything. Just let me know what you want to see, what you want me to do, and we'll get on and crack on and do it, as well as all the other videos you're going to be seeing as well from my foreign trips from last year. And I've just been to France last week as well, so there's a lot of videos coming up from France as well. Had a driving trip, that was quite nice. But this is an area I don't normally frequent. I've been here a couple of times. We are heading up to the Stiperstones, and the Stiperstones is a place that I've been to a few times, so I know the area for that, but I've not actually been on a trail and walked, so I'm quite intrigued to see what's about around here. So Agnieszka is following the All Trails route, is it? We're on the All Trails route. Now, I did mention before in a video subsequently somewhere, we've actually got membership to All Trails now. So maybe we can do a few All Trails routes this year for bike trails and walking trails. So we're interested to see. And we're going to get run over. So Agnieszka's just been showing me the All Trails route finder thing on the maps. She's used it a few times, so it's basically like Google Maps but a fancy version. So it picks up your walking trails, shows you where you can go and what you could do, and then you can download it so you've got a solid map on your phone all the time. You're still reliant on your phone energy, obviously the battery life, but it just follows the route and tells you where to go, which is quite good. So we're starting to walk uphill a little bit now. We're in someone's driveway. We've just seen a parcel at the gate, number 3. How random is that? There's no house to be seen. So yeah, I'm going to just jump into the boots again because I'm thinking of things as I'm walking. We've just done just over a kilometre, and I'm getting my first conversations. I was just explaining, because Anisha's got brand new boots on as well, walking boots. And I said, I remember wearing my trainers once on the Faroe Islands, and I felt like my ankle wanted to twist all the time, and I didn't like it. So I went back to wearing my normal boots because I felt like I was going to hurt my ankle. Now these boots are a boot, but they've got a flexible ankle. But what I'm feeling at the moment, the way the laces are laced around my ankles, is I feel like my ankle is supported, but it's still being flexible. And I think that's quite important, because I think that's the part of the sale for these boots, and the recommendation for these boots is it's going to give you foot strength. It's going to help your ball of your foot, it's going to help the foot box, it's going to help the tread, it's going to help your ankles, it's going to help your calves, help your back, and in line try and straighten everything up. So by having a support round the ankle to give me ankle confidence, yet still having that flexibility for the strength to start building back up in the ankle, and I think that's the important part. So if I can wear these enough to help my ankles grow, help my legs come back to normal, help my feet spread and become more like feet rather than what we're accustomed to doing, ramming them in a pair of boots. Even that saying my walking boots are a bigger boot, I do still have foot issues, and I'll mention that later on. So yeah, I think the idea of having your ankle strapped but still having flexibility is a great idea. Are we there yet?
We won 15th.
1/15th? Oh well, that's all right then. This already now has opened up in a stunning view. So Shropshire generally is quite flat, but the view you're getting here, and I know you get good views up from the Stiperstones, but the views are really opening up. Lovely little walk. So I've just downloaded the map on the All Trails myself just to see how it works, and I've got it on my phone now, so I'll do a bit of an overlay so you can see what it is we're doing and where we're going. It's a 15.6, I think it was, kilometre with 523 or 532, something like that, metre incline. Now I do know Stiperstones is quite a steep one to walk up to, so I'm intrigued. But at the moment we're walking on the road, and this brings me to another thought I've just had. So I'm walking on tarmac. Hate walking on tarmac. This trail brings you quite a way up the road, so you're walking a few miles or a few kilometres on tarmac. And I know that my walking boots are really good off trail, and the soles last for ages. They really are quite a good sole on the boot. But I have had a second pair over the few years I've been wearing them, because the soles just wear out. Because they're walking boots, because they're a Vibram sole, which are really ultra grippy, they wear out when you're walking on tarmac and stuff like that, because it's a hard, solid surface designed for tyres and road and cars and vehicles. Your boots obviously are going to wear out on them, because your boots are designed for a softer, more grippy feel. And these Michelin sole boots on these Barefoot boots, especially the forest boots, they've got a really good tread. I think they're like a 6mm tread or something. You know, they really are a good solid tread with some grippy looking soles on them, and I'm intrigued to see how that works when I get some wet weather, because it's very dry at the moment. But yeah, I'm concerned that they're going to wear out on the tarmac. They're only going to wear twice as much if you're on solid hard ground. So Vivobarefoot, they actually do a recycling service, so they'll actually replace the soles on your boots. In fact, they'll revive your boot in any state they're in, whether the leather needs stitching, the laces need repairing, whether the eyelets come off and they need restitching and stuff like that. Nice little white pony down here. Hello. You all right? Hello. Hello. You're nice, aren't you? Aren't you lovely? You're like a little unicorn, you are. Like a little unicorn. So yeah, they'll do a complete repair service on your boots. So you send your boots in, they'll do the repair. I haven't got any costs for you. I'm going to try and get someone, put them on the screen if they get back to me in time. But you'll send the boots away, they do a full repair on them and send them back to you, which is absolutely brilliant, because it means your most comfortable boots, like my boots were so comfortable on my feet, I broke them in, I've worn them for a few years, but the soles wear out and you have to start again. With these, you keep your boots and you get a new sole put on them. That is absolutely brilliant. And it's all biosustainable and stuff like that as well, where the stuff is sourced from locally and environmentally friendly stuff. So all your leather, your hide is wild hide, which is obviously all sourced for, you know, sustainability. But yeah, I think that's a brilliant idea, that you keep your boots and you get new soles on them, or new eyelets, or new laces, or new bits and pieces. Fantastic idea. Well done, Vivobarefoot, for that. So what's your first thoughts then of the boots?
I like flexiness. Is it flexiness?
Flexibility, flexiness, yeah.
I like when my ankles, they're not very strict. I can actually walk in them, but you know when you put in your normal shoes and your walking shoes and you feel like you put in a skiing shoes.
Yeah.
Because you've got just no flexibility whatsoever.
But I've just said that I
But
liked
here-
that. I like the fact that
Oh,
my
yeah.
boots are supporting my ankles, yet these feel like they're supporting but also flexible to enough to let my ankles grow.
And another fact that I love is the lightness of it. How light they are, isn't it? When you put it again, you're walking normal shoes.
Yeah.
You can tell that it's like a walk.
So my walking boots I think are 1200 grams, which are extremely lightweight walking boots
And this
in
one?
compares. But I think the ones
468?
I've got on, yours are 468, mine are 5 something. So
Exactly.
586 or something.
it's
So
a
they're
third.
extremely lightweight. Yeah, a third or 2/3 of the weight of my normal boots. And I think it's every so many grams of on your feet is equating to so many kilos on your back.
100%.
So yeah, they are extremely light. I don't actually feel like I've got boots on.
So combination of shoes and my walking pole that takes another 10 kilos apparently off your body weight, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think it's a way to success me.
sounds good. So what about the grip? Well, how does it feel at the moment
I
walking?
don't know just yet because
It's dry, isn't it?
It's dry, that's the first thing. Second thing is this track, it takes us at the beginning through the road really more than anything. So I'm looking forward to a little bit of incline and a little bit of rocky hill or rocky path for me to actually check the grippiness of them.
And wet. We need to, we'll test them in the wet and stuff, and we'll do some more videos on it in different conditions, I think, as well. But the initial thought so far is I quite like the feel. I quite like the way my legs are working.
I was a little bit worried that the fact that, am I going to be able to feel everything that it's under my feet? I can, but somehow that gives me like a feet massage.
Yeah.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
But this is how I feel. So it's a great start. I think they're quite comfortable, they're light, they're flexible. Not sure about the sizing just yet, because when I've put them in, it says that you need to have a little wiggle on your toes.
So
I've got a wiggle, but
yeah. So as you
that's
know,
going to be interesting to see.
my boots are normally my working boots, and this is the thing, I wear steel toe cap boots every day of the week, which I have to, which is, I'm not sure about the transition going into barefoot because I'm only going to be like part-time. Sizing wise, I'm normally a size 8 in my work boots, 8.5 for my walking, hiking boots. So I asked for an 8. It said on the advert, on the listings, it says true to size. So because I'm true to size, I asked for a size 8. When the size 8 turned up, they were too big. They felt really floppy on my feet. My foot felt like they were swimming around in the boots, which I didn't think were good. And my toes were a long way off the top. So again, just put them back in the box. They give me a return label, sent them back free of charge. They sent me I had a 42. They sent me a 41, which I think is a 7.5.
It is
But definitely a 7 to 7.5. They feel fantastic on my feet. My feet are moving, and I've got my walking socks on. They feel good. Now you're normally a size 7, and you've got a size 40, which is a 7.
Yeah.
And you've just said your toes are feeling a little bit snug. So again, there's going to be a bit of give in them. So we'll see how they go as we go forwards for sizes. But you did say a couple of reviews that said go for a size under your normal size, didn't you? So
I don't
it's
know.
interesting. But if they're going to do a free return if they're not right, and again, talking of returns, you get a 100-day trial.
And this is quite amazing, isn't it? They're quite comfortable about their brand, isn't it?
They're so
And the
confident.
quality.
Yeah, so confident that they're giving you a 100-day trial. So if you have these boots and you really can't get on with them, you really hate them, you really don't like them, they'll take them back and they'll give you a full refund. I don't know any other shoe company that does that. That's just fantastic. I mean, it might be out there, but that is just amazing. So yeah, if you're not sure and you want to try them, you get a 100-day trial.
100 days, it is.
That's 3 months.
You know,
3
so-
months. If you don't know after 3 months, you're never going to know, are you? So Miss Marta's now starting to realise the fun of having a drone. It's uncomfortable to carry when you're on your own. So she's just rearranging her bag to try and get the drone in the bottom of her backpack.
Just need to start eating your
because
snacks,
it wraps
Compton.
around your neck, and we've got snacks. We've got plenty of snacks to eat as we're going to be out for quite a while. But we're just about to head off piste. We're now going to take our feet and put them on something other than tarmac. So we're going to head up this trail. This looks like a very small, narrow little trail. So yeah, we've got a little bit of climbing. So I'm going to have to pull my stick off my bag And yeah, let's start to see what these grippy, flexible soles are like on a bit of off-road. Go for it. Let's see what them boots can do off-road. Are they 2x2 or 4x4?
We're going to see what a 2x2 or 4x4.
2x2s. Let's see what these 2x2s can do. Oh, I'm stuck. Hang on.
You all right?
Yeah, I've got.
Oh goodness.
Got a stick sticking up. My goodness, this is a steep little hill. Agnieszka got a head start on us. She's a little bit up in front, but we're catching up with her. But this is a fantastic view looking back this way. It really is. And I'm going to report again on what I initially feel from the Vivobarefoot. I can feel the fact that my feet are flexing to the shape of the hill, yet they're not being forced straight by the tight ankles of the normal boots. My foot are actually bending to the shape of the hill, and that feels quite good because it feels that my foot is planted rather than just having toe and heel. Yeah, I quite like that, but there is a strain on the ankles a bit, and a strain on the calves. Obviously that's the bit that's going to adapt. Marta's 2x2s, not quite as quick as mine. I wanted to get a softer feel, and I've just gone for a softer feel. I've been booby trapped. Look at my foot down here. I've just got booby trapped, and I've just found a cowpat. My boots are absolutely soaked in it. My brand new boots are completely covered in squidgy soft cowpat. Nice. And that was a big pile as well.
When I'm going in, I haven't got my foot flat because I'm always like that. Yeah. But I like the fact that you can bend here, and you cannot feel a thing, you know, so quite excited. Nevertheless, I'm still out of breath. Doesn't matter what type of shoes you're going to put on my feet.
Just got up to do a style. These two are taking pictures of themselves, bless them. They don't see each other that often. And we just found some natures. Look, we've got some white fluffy natures, little ones as well. Nice boots. Nice boots. Where'd you get them from?
From Paul.
What are they?
Super cool boots.
Vivobarefoot mock, trekker mock. Ooh, they're nice. Bit like mine.
Ooh, high five. Boom, not that high.
Is our trail we're on now. We're now into the woodland, and we're going uphill, and I know this is going to be quite a steep one, so I might actually have my other stick out and use two sticks, because
4x4 now.
2x2, 4x4 would probably be a lot better, wouldn't it? Going uphill. And she is a steep one going up this way.
But look at them.
Ah, do you like the little white natures? So I just said to Miss Marta, who's waving her arms profusely
to be alive,
because she's happy to be alive, and this is a great view, and you've never been here before either, have you?
I haven't.
Stunning view, really, you can see for miles. We were just saying as we were coming up this hill, which is quite a steep hill, when she mentioned earlier on about massaging or flexing on the feet, it does feel like your feet are being massaged when they're sort of flexing as you're going over the tree roots and over little stones and cobbles. It feels like your feet are moving. And Marta said that, which I know of, that your feet, when you get massaged feet, all the bottoms of the pads on your feet, different parts of your feet control all different parts of your internal organs and stuff like that. So by massaging your feet as you're walking, you're actually massaging all the bits going on inside your body, theoretically, which is good.
But no, I've seen it. You've got
the books, and you massage my feet sometimes at night, don't you?
Yeah, but
when I'm feeling like a king, or when I put her in a place.
Does it happen the other way around? No,
not as often.
I need to go and buy go to a.
I can't read, so.
Oh, righty.
It makes all the difference, doesn't it? But yeah, no, it definitely feels like it's massaging feet a little bit. They are light. I've got to admit, they do, coming up that hill, they do feel really, really lightweight.
Now think about it. You've got 20 kilos on your back. You've got all your gear, and then at the end you're going to put heavy shoes on.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be interested to see what they're like waterproof wise, because my other boots are, why are you saying it? They're supposed to be waterproof and they're not. There's no such thing, I was told, as anything waterproof. Even when I used to ride motorbike gear, and I used to have the best expensive, like £500 jackets to wear on my motorbike, which are supposed to be Gore-Tex, fully waterproof. I took a pair back once, a pair of trousers, and I said to them, they let water in. And the guy stood behind the counter and said, nothing's going to stop water completely. After the certain amount of water, I mean, it did rain. It rained a lot.
Yeah, but you did sweat.
Yeah, I do sweat a lot as well, which is another interesting thing about these boots. I'm going to see how well my feet are at the end of the day once they've been in them for all day in the sunshine.
Is it going to be a smell test?
A smell test, yeah. Well, I have socks that don't smell.
Yeah, that's
funny enough. I have these amazing socks from Mountain Warehouse. There's another one for you. That they don't smell. They're full merino wool, which is amazing. There's some magic in them that stops them from smelling, which is really cool. Well, it's photo time. Infrared camera, XT1 with a 720 MN filter built into it. I've had it converted to infrared, and the reason I've got a photo is because I've got a beautiful tree in front of me. Now this tree with the infrared turns the sky black, so blue is black, amazing. Tree foliage, infrared, gives off that red ambience from the sun, turns that tree to white. That looks really, really cool through this camera. And I'm going to put the picture up to show you, but I want to see if I can get another angle on it, because the trunk is all nice and black and the tree stands out all nice and white foliage against that beautiful blue sky, and we've got a lot of blue sky in front of us. Yeah, the position I was in first was definitely the best one, and the capture clip, quick and easy. And because this is an Agnieszka's walk, because she's doing a bit of training for some long distance walking, I need to be photography on the go. So it's going to be quick, short, sharp photography. So if I see a tree or something interesting, or maybe the stones, because the stones should be black against the blue. Oh no, black against black, not going to work. But yeah, if I see something interesting, I'll stop and take a picture. I've seen another photo, I think, so I'm going to give this one a bit of a try. Yeah, it's quite nice. Let's just underexpose it slightly. All one-handed. I've got both the girls walking up in front, which is adding to it, and then we've got this tree, and if I move forward slightly, I get the rocks, Stiperstones underneath it. But the two girls actually add to the photo a little bit by having some human interest walking up the trail. But I'm just trying to get this tree with the Stiperstones rocks in the background, and this is such an extremely light little camera to have. XT1, full filter conversion on the inside, and a tiny weeny little fixed lens. You can't get simpler than that, can you? You really can't. I think I may even use my bike up here. I might bring the bikes and do some trail riding up on these paths as well. Because obviously there's some bike trails here, because that bike's just gone past. But yeah, up in front are the Stiperstones. Been going now for about 5 kilometres, about a third of the way round. The Stiperstones are up on our left, but this trail doesn't take us direct to the Stiperstones. It takes us round and then I think back up to the Stiperstones afterwards. So I'm just going to follow the trail, because this is, like I said, this is Agnieszka's walk. So we're doing her walk, and we want to stick to the trail because it's all about doing the actual 15k. Now, report on the boots. Vivobarefoot boot. What are we going to report for the boots so far? So I'm walking downhill now. Again, I can feel the way my ankle's flexing and the way my foot is laying flat onto the gravel, onto the trail. So my foot is bending and fitting towards the trail, rather than the boot being quite a solid boot and having your ankle, having your ankle digging in, and the boot doing the work. My feet are doing the work, which again I think is quite nice. I've got no pain in my legs at the moment. It's all quite good, comfortable, and report is good at the moment. As for the trail, it's a hot, sticky one. It is pure blue sky. I've been snapping away, taking a few pictures of things that I think look okay, and I don't know whether they're all right or not, but I'll get back and we'll have a look on the old computer, do a bit of a dark black edit for them, and see if we can put a few pictures up that you've seen. We are now back on the road. The two girls are coming down the hill behind me, as you can see there. And again, Marta seems to be happy in her boots. She seems to be walking quite comfortably. She hasn't fallen over yet, which is always a bonus. We are at Bog Mine. The trail takes us away from the stones for now, but this is all part of the mine. I think was it lead mine maybe? I'm not sure what it was. But we're in some more old ruins. I'm going to have a look on the old Imphy boards, see what it says. Oh, look at this, look at this. This is why they stop overnight parking and stuff being out. Look at the state of that. There's even a full packet of crisps it couldn't be asked to eat, but it just left crap everywhere. Why would you do that? That's why there's no overnight parking on some of these places, because they just hate us for people leaving stuff. But the bog is a wild place, is it now? So there's our bog mine inf board, or one of them. Looks like there's lots of wildlife and stuff around. It used to be what? Bog village? What was it? What was the bog?
For nearly 200 years, it was a busy mining community with the steam-driven pumps and winding gear.
Winding. Pumps and winding gear.
Surrounded
by huge spoil heaps. Marta's reading another inf board and she's just been stumpled. The rock is quartzite, and that's what they were mining for, the quartzite. And this quartzite was pushed and forced down by the oceans and the sea 490 million years ago. How long? Million. How many?
490 million.
Million. She can't even get her head around that number. But then
you can't.
Yeah, that's.
You're thinking 100 years is like a long time.
100 years was a long time.
490 million.
That's a long time ago. But that's when this was all under the sea. And I keep saying to her about places that we go to that, you know, the limestone and stuff like that is all forced corals and sea life that's been pushed and forced down by the weight of the sea. It's astonishing. It's amazing what's underneath us, all the ground that we walk on. It's just. How are them boots doing?
They're doing all right.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I've got a little tiny pebble in mine though, a little tiny seed in my foot. I can feel it. And what's weird is, I can normally, if I've got a little stone in my foot, I can normally wiggle my foot around and shake it to one side. This little tiny stone, I'm talking a minuscule little stone, I can feel it underneath my foot. I can't get it to move because my foot is completely attached to the whole of the sole of the shoe, so I can't wiggle it around inside the boot. The boot is actually part of my foot, which is really quite weird. We were told earlier on that we weren't allowed anything to eat. Agnieszka's been rolling us today. She's rolling the times. We had to do 6K before we stopped for food. So we stopped for food. This is pretty though, look at this. If these flower, are they lilies? I'm not sure. I don't know any of my flowers. I say water flowers. I think they probably are. I think they probably have a, no, lilies are big, aren't they? This is water life. What is it? Does it flower? Because this is really quite pretty. So, food time. Let's get a snack down us. And like I said, I've got that little seed in my foot. I need to take my boots off, and I'm just going to make sure everything's out of them. The terrain's changed now. We're walking on some more looser soil and some more gravel type stuff. So this is where I'm going to start to feel the flex in my feet and the flex in the sole, and see how my feet adapt to wrapping round rocks and see what they feel like, whether they're comfortable, because you're definitely feeling everything that's going on under my feet, which I don't dislike. It's definitely a feeling that I'm not used to in my boots, because my boots are quite solid, but it's a bit more like when I'm wearing my Crocs. And I do walk around in my Crocs quite a lot, but they're soft, so they flex a bit, so you're definitely getting that feeling underfoot. Yeah, I quite like it, but it would take some ignoring, if you like, because I'm very conscious I'm doing it. So to the fact of when you're doing it more often and your feet get used to all those rocks and the knobbles and your toes going in between the stones, then you start to ignore it. Right, so I've got another image in mind up in front of me, so I'm just going to take this off the capture clip, all one-handed, very, very technical. And up in front of me I've got this really nice woodland trail that leads off into the distance. Now I've got to drop my exposure a little bit, which again I can do all one-handed. And then up in front of me it just looks absolutely amazing with these dark trail leading off into the highlighted white bits. And it's the sunny white bits that make the trail look really, really good. Now I'll show you what it looks like on camera, which is pretty much that, but you're not going to see that when I show the image. All this here goes nice and white, and all of this here goes really, really dark. It looks really cool in black and white. Seeing another bit up in front that looks quite good, because you're getting them shadowed highlights. So you see, I can take photographs even when there's nothing to take photographs of. It is possible. Oh, there's a little tree there as well. Let's just have a look at that one. I just keep taking the camera off and taking pictures. That's all I'm doing. So here's a thought for you. So I've mentioned about the Vivobarefoot, what they feel like, and it feels like I'm walking flatter footed and I can feel what's underneath my feet. I'm walking a bit quicker because I'm trying to catch up with the girls up in front, and I've just realised what it feels like walking. You know when you get onto the beach and you've got some quite hard sand, you know, you walk out and the tide's gone out and the sand's quite solid, and you take your boots off and your shoes off and you walk barefooted across the sandy beach, and you feel that almost that thud and a little bit of a vibration in your head, you know, that boom, boom, boom. That feel of your heels thumping onto the sand. That's kind of what it feels like. Now, I know that sounds negative, you know, you're getting a thumping in your head. That's just me getting used to the feeling and the compression and the way my feet are going to feel the ground rather than having all the soles in you know, all the padding taking up the pressure. But it kind of feels like walking along the beach. And bearing in mind I'm being a bit more heavy-footed because I'm walking faster. So yeah, that's how I think I can explain what the feeling's like if you've never put them on your feet before. It's that walking on the beach feel of the flexibility and everything under your toes and the balls of your foot and the arches of your foot and the hills. So I certainly wouldn't necessarily recommend doing this, getting a pair of these boots and going straight out and doing 10 and 15k in a brand new pair of boots in a style that you've never used and tried before. I wouldn't recommend that at all, but I'm hoping the fact that I do walk around quite a lot in my Crocs, which are a softer sole, and I do walk around a lot in bare feet. Nevertheless, I will report at the end of the walk to tell you what it is like. And at the moment we're tramping for a field. Oh, the trail's changed again now. Now we're starting to get close to the rocks. We're getting onto the rocky trail. So I'm going to be doing some scrambling and some climbing in these Vivobarefoots. Let's see how my feet manage with this, because we all know I like to have a bit of a scramble and climb on the rocks, don't we? I kind of imagine my feet are going to act like monkey feet, you know, where your toes are going to wrap around the rocks and help you, like you're, you know, an extra pair of hands. I kind of imagine that's what my feet and toes are going to do, but obviously not. Are you going to try your foot on the rocks now? See if you get like monkey toes, where your toes wrap around the rocks. Grip is going to be the thing, isn't it? How good and grippy they are. And bearing in mind this is dry, we should be fine. Yeah, they should be grippy, especially in the dry weather. Is this actually a trail? Someone's got shorts on. Someone's got shorts on. Agnieszka's gone off trail a bit. We've got to find our way back. Snakes. We don't have any snakes in this country. Oh, we have adders, but very limited to see them. Right, we're actually doing some proper scrambling, if you like. We've got rubbly rocks underneath us, so if we're going to test the durability and the flexibility of boots, this is definitely 100% going to do it. But I've got to say, and I don't want to say it out loud, they actually feel really good. I can feel all the stones, and when I stand on something, I know that I'm standing on something either solid or not solid. Grip seems good, and I'm making my way up quite easily. You all right in them? Yep. They feel all right? They feel quite good, don't they? Flexible, and yeah, well, your balance is definitely something to be shown, because you're the first one on your buttocks. So yeah, they do, they feel really good. And this is proper scrambly sort of stuff, this. We're at the top. Oh my goodness. That was a really nice, easy climb up a scrambly rocks. I'm really impressed with that. The feel, the way your ankles twist for the rocks, it almost feels like you've got monkey toes and you're gripping onto the things. It feels really good. No, it feels good. And I know it's dry, but the grip's good as well. So far, massive thumbs up. I can't fault them so far, they're really good. Not going any higher. Right, so we are up on a lump of rock. The last lump of rock we were on was way over the other side of there when we were off trail slightly. So I had a look on the old the map, as Agnieszka's got the old trails running, and I've got it running, but it's in my pocket. And we went off piste a little bit, we went off track, but we found our way back on track. All right, you're right there, you're right, you're right,
darling.
you're right. Oh, don't take the mick of people's accents.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's lethal on YouTube, I get in trouble. All right.
Oh, what's the accent?
I don't know, no idea.
Exactly.
Messed up London.
Carry on.
Right, so yeah, we're up on this lump of rock just because we can. The Stiperstones is, if I can flip you around, up there, up on that hill there. So we've got to make our way up the trail, carry on up the trail, all the way up past the Stiperstones and the Devil's Rock. And the wind's blowing in my head, and I'm just worried my hat's going to flip off. So yeah, so far so good, and the boots are yeah, tick tick so far. I'm quite enjoying them. Yeah, I did find on the sharp rocky bit, so we were climbing through that rocks.
Yeah.
I found that when my feet are going in between the rocks,
Yeah.
and you've got some sharpish
Honey,
rocks, they're sort
do
of
we need
digging
to do
into
it
your.
here? 'Cause it's really
Because it's windy, yeah, and they're digging into the rocks a little bit. You can feel it.
Okay.
Whereas if you've got a nice hard, tough leather boot, it wouldn't dig into your foot. But I think that's something again, not a problem.
For me, it's just being able to feel everything that it's under your
Yeah,
feet.
you look
gives
stable
me
on your feet,
more.
which is makes a change.
I know.
I'm normally worried about you falling over. I am honest. Is it a bit overgrown there, Miss Marta? What has she dropped? Oh, she's lost a water bottle. Oh my goodness. In the undergrowth.
There you go. You're welcome.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was saying about having to spend good money or lots of money on decent boots, because I know that what me and Marta are wearing on our feet at the moment, Agnieszka's like, absolutely no chance on this planet I would buy that. But what's the argument? I want you to tell me the argument back. Is there an argument about cheaper boots, more expensive boots? Are you getting better quality? Are you getting longer lasting? Are you getting better grip and stability? Or are you not? Because Agnieszka's more than happy with her boots. They serve her every purpose she needs them to do. And they're probably a quarter of the price of what we've got on our feet. So where's the argument in it? Yes, I've been saying about these boots having being able to repair them and resole them and stuff like that, but yeah, let me know in the comments. That was a lovely little stump up through this trail just there. You can see the girls are down there at the moment, all the way down the bottom, and I just stumped up this trail, which is quite rocky and rambly, but to be honest, loved it. I'm really enjoying these boots. I'm not going to say they're the most amazing thing I've had on my feet ever in my life. I mean, they're not bad. They're not far off, I think. I'm going to really give these a run for their money. I'm going to wear these a lot because I'm very keen to be wearing and trying these and to be using them, because the walking experience so far in all these different terrains has just been great. Now, the icing on the cake is obviously when they get wet. If I've got to walk in the rain, if I've got to walk through a wet, slippery woodland, if I'm in boggy land and stuff like that, that's obviously the icing. That's when you know whether your boots have served your purpose and done everything. But on a dry day, on all the different terrains I've been on so far, brilliant. I get a little bit of pain in my left little toe. I have some sort of nerve damage from sciatica. I suffer from sciatica, touch wood, not for a long time, but when I do get it in my lower back, it's excruciating painful. It really is uncomfortable. Can't stand up, can't sit down, but I haven't had it for a long time, and touch wood, I'm not going to have it again. But I do have some nerve damage, and consequently when I had the really bad spell, I got some nerve damage down the left hand leg, and in my left foot, my little toe, if you just stroke it, is really painful. Funny enough, if you touch it and just squeeze it, it doesn't hurt. But just stroking it, just touching it, which is why it's nerve damage. And I tend to suffer in my boots, even though I've got really good walking boots, I tend to suffer with my little toe because it feels like my socks wrap around my little toe all the time. Because of that, it's always the first point that goes on my feet when I'm walking a lot, is that little toe feeling. It just feels really uncomfortable. In these boots so far, I'm aware that my little toe's there, and I'm aware that I know that I've got some nerve damage to my little toe, but I'm not getting that feeling that my socks wrap around my toe. That's probably because of the wide toe box. It's letting my feet spread out and it's not crushing that toe. So that to me is definitely a plus sign that it's going forward. I hope that that can cure that damage a little bit. Yeah, it's one thing I do suffer with, so that so far for me is really good. These definitely look like they're worn in a bit more. They've got some scrapes and scuffs on them, but yeah, I'm really loving them. We are now walking across all the little clumps of rocks and stones. Up here on the Stiperstones, you've got all these little sections of rocks going off into the distance, and like the one behind us. And it's just quite an interesting little path. It's a good little trail along this. I'm quite enjoying doing this all trails trail because it's different to what I would normally probably do. It's probably not the sort of trail I would normally do as a walking trail, because I like to take photographs. So I go to places that are ready photographic, places I know of, places I know I can get pictures from and stuff like that. So going on an ordinary trail just for a walk is quite interesting. It's a different way of looking at it, but I've quite enjoyed it. I've seen some lovely scenery, some nice trails, some nice walks. So yeah, all in all, pretty good. Yeah, I'm on the trail. What trail are you on? Other one. Okay. There's lots of little paths along here. Tell you what, definitely putting the walking into these boots, whether the flexibility in the massaging on my feet is any good, because there is not a flat piece on this path whatsoever. It is all rocks and built out of rubble. I think this is the Devil's Chair up at Stiperstones. I'm sure this is what they call Devil's Chair. I could be wrong, I could be very wrong, but I think it is. But this path, yeah, it even takes it out here on the best of days, because it's just not flat. There's not a single foot that's flat. I found the trig point up at the Stiperstones, which is up here. Where are we? Woo! Up there behind me. There's a little bit of scrambling to get up there, but we've got to go up and just do a little bit of slap and tickle on the old triggy, haven't we? I'm sure Marta's up for it. I'm not sure whether Agnieszka is. No. She's got that, no, thank you very much face. I'm quite happy being here. I'm up at the trig point, and we're giving it a little bit of a slap and that tickle as we have to. Are you coming up as well? Here she comes. Alright, you feel better now?
I don't know how I'm going to come down.
Well, you got to go down on your bum. This way's alright. Look, it's a nice slope here. You can slide your bum all the way down there.
I don't know.
You don't know? Or do you want me to go first?
No, I'm scared now.
She's scared. Go on and go round past me. Alright. Which way are we going? Back to where we came? Yeah, it's a nice slopey there. You're right up there. You're going to stay there now.
Later.
We're not alone. Look, this lovely couple here have been sat here for ages watching us climb up here. Right, we've got to get down. I'll see you at the bottom. Bees. Don't sit on a bee's nest. That's not advisable. Just keep coming down a bit at a time. Good test for the boots though, isn't it? Yeah. Definitely putting through their paces. She's on her bum. Job done. You pleased with yourself? She's pleased with herself now. She climbed to the top, because that's not an easy one, because there's a little bit of heights involved on that one. Yeah, no, definitely. There's no actual given path, is there? Job done. Let's keep going. We're definitely putting these boots for their paces though. Really good. I wasn't 100% confident on that bit of slope back there. There's a couple of little bits where I felt them just give in slightly to the fact that they could move. Agnieszka's coming back. Have you given up that direction? You're going down that way. You can get down this way. There's a path here with some flat stones. A few flat ones there. See if Marta can remember where she left her sticks. Yeah, just a couple of little points that they were just starting to feel like the grip was starting to go. So I just had to sort of move my foot a little bit just to sure-footed. But I don't even know whether my other boots would be 100% on them. But I know that over the years of wearing them, I know kind of where my limits are with my own boots. Oh, just had a look on my All Trails map, and I reckon we're 3/4 of the way. Looking up in front of me, we've still got a long way to go. I still think we've still got another 3 or 4k easy, and this is not the easiest path. Quite enjoying walking around, looking at these rocks, and not really worrying about the camera. I've taken some photographs which you've seen, and I think a couple of them are really smart. So going out for a walk and taking a camera with you, probably not a bad thing. You know, I mean, I get burnt out and I don't enjoy the summer photography, and we're not really in the summer, are we? But we're having summer weather. So yeah, there's not a lot for me to get inspired photography wise, but maybe going for a walk, going and using the all trails, finding some trips and trails that I wouldn't normally go on, spending the time and energy actually walking and doing stuff, and then if there is a photograph, I've got the camera handy to do it. No tripod, just enjoy it. I mean, if the weather was overcast and dark and grey and horrible, then yeah, maybe take a little tripod with me as well, but I think that's the way forward for me at the moment. Whew, definitely getting in the miles now. I just walked into this field because I've just seen this lovely little scene going on just there, that I'm hoping the little wall, the whole building and the trees, obviously they're going to be white with a blue sky, is going to make quite a nice photograph. So I just walked into the field to have a look at it while the other two are catching up. The girls are catching up now. Yeah, I think it's quite a nice little scene, nice little photograph. My batteries are starting to die on everything now. My phone's on a 10%, nearly out, and we've got still a quarter of the way to go, and the Osmo's dying as well. So I'll check in when we get back to the car and give you my final report on these boots, because we've definitely done some walking. Whew, we are still making our way back to the car. I reckon we've got another couple of kilometres to go. We are back on tarmac though, we're back on the road, and we're walking downhill. And the last thing I can really report on the boots as walking downhill is, you know, like when your feet are forced into the front of your shoes, into the front of your boots, and your toes get more and more squashed. And if you've got tired toes, bearing in mind I've already done about 16 kilometres, so when you've got tired toes and tired feet and they're being forced into the front of your boots and your toes are getting more and more squashed as you're walking forwards downhill, because all the weight's going forwards, you get quite a bit of pressure, don't you? I'm not really getting that. Yes, I am not going to lie, I have got some strains, not strains, but some feelings going on in my backs of my knees, my ankle a little bit. I can feel the bottoms of my feet feel like they've had a really good workout. They don't feel painful, but they do feel like I've walked a long time. Now I'm trying to think what it would be like if I was wearing my other boots, and in all fairness, I think they'd be the same, if not worse. I think my little toe, like I mentioned before, would be a bit more crushed and a bit more painful. At this position now, we're walking downhill and all the pressure's going forwards, that would be causing a bit more pain. So I'm thinking, for a first time in a pair of Vivobarefoots, in Barefoot wide toe box shoes, with lots of give and lots of, or less support, should I say, less support, I think we've done all right. This is a long walk for a first try, because you're supposed to do a little bit at a time, an hour or half an hour, bit of walking, bit more walking, and so on and so forth, and build up to wearing them. Quick report, quick update. Just want to mention my calves, both my calves, as I'm walking down the hill, both my calves are feeling it. But again, it could be the distance, but it could be the fact that I'm on flat foot and it's stretched my calves a little bit. Not uncomfortable, not painful, but the feeling is definitely there. So again, I will report back in when I get back to the car, eventually. How cool is this that we've just stumbled across? This must be part of the old mine. You've got this place here, which is the crusher house. This used to have a big wheel on it that's obviously designed for crushing all the stone that they're actually mining and stuff like that. So this is all ruins for that. And then over here, where I was just before, that is the compressor house with the big engine in it, for the steam compressor, for making all the power to actually operate the machinery. This is really cool, and there's a little bit more up here as well. I'm going to have a look at that. But yeah, that is fantastic. And there's one of those things, see that there? That now explains what it is. It is a double tube boiler. We've seen them at what quarry? Dorothea. Dorothea, yeah. That's what those two things were in the back there.
How cool.
That's cool. This is all looking quite exciting, this. Oh yeah. So this is Snailbeach mine. Danger, keep out. Yeah, right. This is the actual entrance to the mine. Look at that. The tracks underneath my feet. The tracks lead in and they go down into that mine. And that is really chilly in there. I could feel the cold air coming out. And there's actually a car on there. That's actually got wheels on it, which is really cool. I wonder if you can actually see that sometimes. 1848. Unbelievable. Wow, that's really mad. I like that. I like that a lot. And there's some more here. So we've got the compressor house. That was actually for making the compressed air that they sent down the shaft. It helped produce air and ventilation in the shaft, and also the compressed air for the tools for drilling. And then we've got this one now, we've got the working day. This is all about the working day. What I do is I get Marta maybe to take a picture of these. If I take them on my phone, it's going to be black and white. Another mine there, which obviously that's where the cart goes down the hole. This is a big wheel on a pulley into the pulley house over yonder there. So there's your pulley house. It comes along up there, drops down into the hole, into the ground, and that's obviously where they pull all the stuff out the ground. And then those trolleys then are wheeled all the way down to where we were just into the crusher. Down here on the floor, can someone tell me, is that a endangered species flower? It's got a little flag on it. Never seen one before, and it's got a really funny looking leaf to it. Looks like a camouflage leaf. Let me know. And this is where our engine would be, or would have been, for driving that shaft thing there. Look at that, going down in the ground there. So this would have been our winch house probably. Oh, we always need a few stairs to finish off a really long walk. There's metal work in there and everything. That's really good. Old cart tops, fantastic. What a great little find to finish us off. And we are back. We are back where we started, and we're finishing off the little walk with, look at this, a little one of the carts that they use for the mining, which is pretty cool. We started here and ended up back at here. That's really smart, that is. I like stuff like that, just to show you what it used to be like. The boots. Yeah. Let me just put my stuff down and I'll tell you what I actually think of them. Get them off. 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 Let's have a look, see what your feet are like.
Let's have a look.
And then I'm going to get mine off.
First of all, we're there.
As we broke them in severely, not breaking them in, literally walking straight out the box. And see, the boxes are here. We literally took them out of the box and put them on our feet. We've done 17.8 kilometres.
She's doing 18.
She's still walking till she gets to 18. Look, she's walking around the car park.
To Compton, how about your shoes?
Well, I'm going to pull my boot out. They do have lock-in tops as well, so these actually lock. They haven't come undone once.
Mine done undone.
You don't actually do your laces up properly though.
Oh, all right then.
All right, take my boots off. Feels comfortable. Yeah, my socks are damp because obviously we've done a lot of miles. And now look at the bottom of my foot. That's normally very, very white and wet and gooey. It's actually not bad at all. Not bad at all. Let's get this one off. This is the one I normally suffer with my little toe. And Marta gives me that special little foot rub in the evenings. Hint, hint. And these are really, look, they squash all the way down. They're just...
It's also interesting.
They're amazing, aren't they? Look at them.
That they're not as flexible as we thought they were going to be, but they are, isn't it?
They are flexible. When we first took them out of the box, when we first got them, we thought, oh, they're a bit stiff. Now, that's a 18-kilometre foot. That's not bad, is it?
Good job it's not smelly.
But it's not.
You cannot smell them.
It feels really good, and my little toe feels, you know, that's normally a really sharp edge on that toe.
You do.
Yeah, they're good. I like the fact that my feet feel really good in them. And do we do the sock test?
Oh, yeah.
That's not bad. I'll tell you, these are amazing. If you want to know what they are, drop me a line, I'll tell you what they are. How can they not smell after 18 kilometres? But yeah, the Forest ESC Vivobarefoots, a big thumbs up from me. And the... I'm not going to. Why did I smell your feet? These are the trekking mock boot, aren't they? Yeah, so lightweight. Mine are definitely slightly heavier than yours, but I'm going to end it with a thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If I've got a discount for these, I will be putting it up on the screen. It would have been up on the screen. I've not heard from them yet, but I'm going to try and squeeze you a discount. If I can get you a discount, I will definitely get you one. But yeah, a big thumbs up. You're going to be seeing more from these. Oh, I'm going. Ciao for now. See you soon. I need water.
See you later. Till next time. Ciao for now. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Huh?
Who does she think she is?
Laters.